Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Soul Speak, the podcast for teens. I am your host, Emily Miller, Teen Intuitive. Okay, so we have been on a serious journey of unconditional self love, and we are going to continue talking about that. But this week, the topic is why you don't already know that you're perfect. Like, why do we feel like we should change something about us? Why don't we already know that we are perfect? So, there's a lot of things that go into this, but the first thing that we are going to talk about is the idea that your higher self and source made this perfect contract for your soul to come down to earth to look and be and speak and move exactly as you are right now. And all of those things have a purpose. And they also created a true self version of you. And that version of you is the person who lives on earth and experiences this lifetime without any of the influences of people and things and ideas around them. It's like the truest, purest, uninfluenced version of you. And that is the you that is intended to be here to do amazing things. The you that knows that you are perfect. The you that knows that every way that you look, every way that you move, every way that you exist is exactly as it should be. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing needs to change. It doesn't matter what the 7 billion people on the planet think about you. You know that how you are is good, is right, and does not need to change. So, if you've heard me say before, babies, they exist in, we just love them and they don't have to do anything to deserve our love. And they just be and they just accept our love and they just let us take care of them. And little kids do that up until a certain age, usually whenever they can start to speak and understand language, and they are able to feel what it feels like to have people tell them, good job, you did a good thing. And they are able to understand that when other people tell them that they did something good, that it feels good to them, and then they want to have more of that. So once we are like 3, 5, 6, those ages, we are learning that acceptance and acknowledgement from the people around us, the people that are taking care of us, like our moms and maybe our preschool teachers and grandparents and other family members and whoever else is around you at that age. So we're learning that, and we are like learning, oh, it feels really good to have people tell us that we're good. So we learn, okay, well, I need to keep doing things where other people are telling me that what I'm doing is good because it feels really good and I want more of that. So that's how we start seeking like outside acknowledgement and outside recognition for things that we do and get that first taste of like how that feels. Another thing that happens is that we start to see whenever we get those compliments or we get that praise from the people around us is that typically we're doing something that maybe isn't our true self version. Like we might see, oh, Big Brother, I'm trying to think, maybe they scored a goal in soccer. And after the soccer game, everybody goes and runs and hugs this kid. And they're like, good job. You did such a good job. We're so proud of you. We love you for making that goal. Okay. And then you see that as a little kid and you're like, oh, maybe I need to play soccer because if Big Brother plays soccer and he gets that and then I go play soccer, then I'm going to get that too. So we look to the people around us for ways to get that acknowledgement, and it might not be things that are best for us. They're not things that we really want to do, but we see other people getting praise for it. And so we're like, oh, let me try that. And that's not really something that maybe brings us joy, brings us pleasure. It's just, we think that it might because we get the praise from it, but it's not specifically something that we were put here to do to enjoy. So there's that. Then another thing to think about with unconditional self-love and knowing that you're perfect and putting yourself first and all of these like really good things that we've been talking about in the past few podcast episodes, and that it's new concepts that you guys are learning. Like it's good to put yourself first. It's okay to be a little bit selfish in the way that we were talking about, that we have to do all of these things and it's okay to see yourself as perfect. Like that's not something that's taught to us. And so it's not your fault in any way, shape, or form that you don't know these things already, that you didn't learn this sooner. And it's not even the people who taught you this. It's not their fault either. It's just that they have really bad information that's missing some really important parts. So we had these teachers, coaches, parents, whoever that they've been taught all of this stuff. And so because we look up to them and we admire them and we love them and we look to our parents like they've hung the moon, right? Because they're the people who are taking care of us and that we think know best for us. So everything that these adults in our lives have told us, it's not that they were trying to like keep you down. They just didn't know any better. They just didn't have good information. And so that is like deeply embedded into our culture through some religions. It's in the education system. It's in everything. And this information, what it does, the way that, people tell you how to be to you is first, there's one thing that they always tell you is that, everybody's equal. And while in theory, that's a really good thing to think, like we're all on the same playing field, we all are the same, we are all equal. Well, what that does is it takes away from everybody's uniqueness, from their specialness, from all of these amazing skills and talents and ways of being that they are that is so unique and so special. It makes you feel as if you're the same as everybody else. And so it puts you into like this mediocrity. It's like everybody's equal and we're all the same. So you can't be anything really great. You aren't going to be able to contribute anything really awesome to this planet because there's only a certain amount of people out there who have this, little Midas touch, that have this luck that comes to them that makes them to be able to be models or actors or singers or run Fortune 500 companies, that there's just these certain people who have this certain magical recipe that was created just for them. But everybody can't achieve that. Only a certain amount of people can achieve that. And that's just not true. The high frequency, the like high vibe way to think about this is that every single human being on this planet is here with amazing, unique, special talents and things to offer to this world. ways to change this world for the better. And there is room for every single one of them to do all of their really amazing things. Think of all the people on this planet that can be reached and touched and that can experience your wonderfulness. And how if every single person has these unique talents, this special combination that only can come from them, it doesn't take away from other people. There's room for everybody. There's enough for everybody to have all the things that they want. Things on this planet are not limited. It is abundant. There is all the things for all the people, and we can only create more. That's just how it is. So these ideas that there's this limited amount of money, there's a limited amount of talent, there's a limited amount of uniqueness and creativity, and that, there's only so many things that so many people can do to achieve really cool things, to be on that Fortune 500 list, to invent something really cool that nobody's ever thought of before, to the idea that there's only a few people on this planet who are able to do that is wrong. It's bad. It's not good information. And these things kind of came from, I'll lightly touch on this, but these ideas that come to us in the systems that we have right now, in our education systems and media and all this stuff, these ideas, these beliefs that are programmed into us right now come from a very small group of people who believe, also through no fault of their own, they have these beliefs within them that if they give up any of their power, if they give up any of their control, if they give up any of their money, that the world is just going to be like nothingness. They won't get to have all their things if all these people over here get to have their things too. And again, like I just said, the world is abundant. There's room for everyone and all things. So that limited mind frame comes from these people who believe that we are on a limited planet where resources and money and creativeness, that these things can't be abundant, because they don't believe that if everybody got to experience it, that they would get to keep their stuff too. So they get like this power hungry control and hold on to it for dear life, because they think if they don't have it, and they allow other people to experience it, that they don't get to have it too. So that's where those ideas come from. And they've come from hundreds and thousands of years back. And they're deeply ingrained into our society. So, like I said, the information that all the people in our lives have about who we are and what's available to us and how we should be presenting ourselves in the world, that information is just wrong. And people hold on to that information too, because it's really scary to think, oh my God, all the things that I've been taught my entire life, they're wrong. That's like a death to the ego. It's like, you don't know anything that you're talking about. Everything that you thought was true isn't. Some of the things are true, but a lot of the things need a little revamp. They need some high frequency information plugged into it to make it so that everybody can achieve greatness. Everybody can shine the brightest. Everybody can do all these things, because nobody on the planet has the same combination of unique gifts. Nobody has the same combination of unique talents. And so nobody's going to take from this person or take from that person. It's just giving to the planet and lifting it up and raising it up so that everybody can experience really good things. I know that sounds really cheesy and cliche, but like imagine if everybody knew I'm special, I'm unique, I'm here to do really cool things, and then they get to pursue it. They get to do it. Like, how happy would everybody be? There wouldn't be like murders and wars and all of these things going on because people are going to be happy within themselves. They're going to feel satisfied. They're going to feel good, and they're not going to be searching outside of themselves or attacking others for things that are outside of their control, because they can realize, like, I have the control. I know how to fix these things. I know how to do all of the things that I want to do. So it's a really cool idea to just ponder on, that limited things don't exist. There's enough for everybody. There's more than enough for everybody. And those systems that we have in place are systems that are hard to get rid of. And there are ways to do it, because our belief systems only come from things that get repeated to us over and over and over again. And so once you realize, like, oh, I only believe that I'm bad at math because one time I took a test, I got a bad grade, and so that cemented this belief in me. And so every time, oh, you need to study for math, you need a tutor, you need this, you need that. And so over and over and over again, you hear, oh, you're bad at math, you're bad at math, you're bad at math. And what else are you going to do but believe that you're bad at math? Or whatever the thing is about you. If you're told it over and over and over again, then that is a belief that you are going to hold within yourself. It'll run in your subconscious programming until you get tired of it and decide, I need something better. I want something better than this. And so this idea of thinking that you're not perfect the way that you are is because you have been told so many different times in so many different ways from so many different avenues of things. Think about social media and how much time you spend on TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram. Think about when you are binge watching TV shows. Think about the music that you listen to, movies that you watch, all of that stuff, things that people tell you at school over and over and over again. And these are where we also get these beliefs from, things outside of us. Think about like pop culture, okay? So what things are popular? Or let's like take the Kardashians, for example. They created this whole entire movement of fashion and like a personal aesthetic to where this big, huge butt is like the most popular thing on the planet. Like it created a whole entire like plastic surgery revolution where people are getting these BBLs and wanting these massive butts. And it made people feel like, seeing this all the time and this being put in their faces all the time, that this was normal and that was a way that you were supposed to look. But it was a beauty trend. Like, they don't even have those butts anymore. They got rid of them. Now it's like trendy to take Ozempic and be rail thin and have like hardly any curves. Whenever I was in high school, it was really, really popular in like the high school in like early 2000s. Pam Anderson was popular, Pamela Anderson, and she's kind of back in the media now, but she had these like massive boobs, and everybody was getting boob jobs, and everybody was getting these huge boobs. And I remember, and also like super bleach blonde hair. That was like a look, thin eyebrows, bleach blonde hair, and huge boobs. And I remember thinking like, oh, I want to look like that. Like that is the look. Like I need that. I need to achieve that. And so it made me feel all these types of ways because I wasn't naturally like that. My boobs didn't look like that, but nobody's did naturally. And so like my whole entire young adulthood, I was like, oh, I need to get a boob job. Thank God I never did, because now, people who have them are taking them out. There's all this illness coming from these breast implants and stuff. That was like the beauty trend, that was the beauty trend then. And then it became like the big butts, and now it's the big lips. And nobody, again, looks like that naturally. You have to go get a surgery. You have to pay a bunch of money. You have to do all of these things outside of you to try to make yourself look in these ways that the media is telling you to look. And knowing that these like beauty things are super trendy and things come in and out of fashion all the time, but people go and they get these plastic surgeries, or they get fillers, or they take Ozempic, or they do all these things that are ultimately really harmful to the body in the name of beauty. But where beauty really comes from, again, like as cheesy and cliche as it sounds, it comes from within you. It comes from the energy that you are broadcasting out of your creator field. Think about some famous people that maybe aren't traditionally beautiful or traditionally handsome. They have these beliefs within them that they look good, and they know that this thing about me, I look good, and so I'm magnetic, and I can attract all these people to me because within me, I project that because I know that I'm special. I know that I'm unique. I know that nobody else can offer all the things that I can offer to the world. And that is what makes you attractive to other people, because they are seeing your energy consciously or unconsciously. They are seeing your energy. They're able to read it, and they're able to be like, oh, they have something special. They have something unique. I am attracted to them. So that's something that's really important to think about, is like beauty doesn't come just from whatever the media tells us that we should think as pretty or think as handsome, or this is how I should look, or this is how I should dress. There's things out there saying, walk this way, sit this way, eat this way, talk this way, say these things, don't say these things, and this is what's going to make people like you. So that also goes back to the first thing that I was talking about at the top of the episode, is that we learn at a young age that we want this recognition, we want this attention, we want this love from the people around us by them telling us, you did good, you did that. But what we really need to do is give those things to ourselves. Give ourselves the recognition and the love to ourselves to know that what we are doing is good, is perfect, is amazing, that our talents are unique and special, and that we are doing things that make us happy, that feel good to us, and we're not doing things just because other people tell us those are things that we should be doing, or we see other people doing it and getting attention for it, so we're going to say, oh, I'm going to try that for myself. That's not how it should be done. That's a very outside in way, and we want to do things inside out so that we feel good. We have that knowing and belief within us that what we are is good and perfect and doesn't need to be changed, and that we are special and that we are unique in our exact own way that nobody else on this planet can have. Nobody else can do the things that I can do. So, the thing that I want for you guys to think about this week, and it's just a little like visualization exercise. And in this exercise, what I want for you to do, maybe like when you're going to sleep at night, is think about, who would you be? How would you be if you didn't have the influences of everyone else around you? And I mean everyone, including social media, including parents, including books you read, anything. If you didn't have the influences from everybody else around you, what would your true self version look like? And picture it like your hair, your eyes. What kind of clothes would you wear? How would you hold your body? What does your body even look like? What's the shape look like? What is the energy that you carry with you? Is it strong? Is it powerful? Is it beautiful? Is it unique? Is it special? How does that energy feel within you if you walked around with the knowing that you were perfect exactly that the way that you are, and you were special and you were unique and nobody could tell you any different, and nobody had the exact same qualities that you had, and that you knew that you could achieve all the things that you wanted to achieve in life? Imagine that. Get a picture of that in your head and just hold it and see how it feels. So do that this week. Get that true self-image, that you without the influences of everybody else around you. See how it feels. And we will be back next week with another episode. And I hope you have a gorgeous, gorgeous week.